Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. It is Bruce Jordan, the Michael Jordan Hotel, and this episode is sponsored by Lodge IQ, the only revenue management system that I recommend that is certified and approved by Bruce Jordan and Michael Jordan Hotels. Today we got Jeff with us, and we're going to be talking about a little bit about some marketing and how to get your hotel a lot more money, and when you know how to market right. What's going on, Jeff? Thank you for
Bruce,
being on the show.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's great to spend time with you, get to know each other, and really share what we're doing here at my place.
Thank you for coming on the show. I know it's been tough to catch up with you. Listen, I always ask, how did you get into this business?
Wow, there's a long story behind that. I've been been very blessed to be in the hospitality industry now 40 years. Started back in 1983 with Holiday Inn in the Central Reservation Office. I was a res agent, started there, and kind of moved up through the ranks at the res office. While I was there, I was able to go to hotel school, and so that's where I really honed my passion for the hospitality industry. At that time, obviously, it was a different age, different time. I mean, the way we made reservations back then were, Holodecks CRTs,
not Holodecks.
The green screen command technology. So it was these old, large, cathode CRTs, cathode ray tubes. They were just they were behemoths, but they were at the time state of the art. But that's the way they did things back then. But yeah, actually, during the time at Holiday Inn, it really gave me an understanding of passion. I was always a geography nut. Used to read maps as a kid. My grandfather was in the military, traveled the world, and I found great inspiration from him. He was my childhood mentor. So that all instilled in me that just to really understand and appreciate and experience the world. And I thought, what better way to experience the world than to be in the travel business, and specifically the hotel industry. So I started with Holiday Inn, spent the great time with them for 7.5 years, and then moved on to what was called Covia, then became Galileo International, GDS.
Oh, yeah.
So I moved more to the supplier end, or the GDS side, where I really started to understand a little bit more about technology. Worked with hotel brands, small hotel brands, where we provided central reservation services and distribution and call center. And there 5 years, moved to Hyatt. Spent 3 wonderful years at Hyatt, where I worked with the team, including worked very closely with David Kong.
Nice.
And we built the first Hyatt.com together. And
Nice.
I was on the team to do that. That was a really exciting project. And to this day, that experience and working with him, he was very much a leader and instilled some best practices in me that I hold today. So was there, and then ended up actually, that was the first Hyatt.com, and it really built my passion around the internet, because the internet was brand new. It was exciting. Nobody really knew anything about it, so I really took it upon myself to really immerse myself and understand it. And that was the Wild West back then.
I remember.
Build a web page, stuff it full of keywords, and see if you can get it on one of the search engines. Alta Vista, Excite. This is pre-Google, Yahoo, and so we had a lot of fun back then. But no, after building Hyatt.com, I made the decision because I wanted to learn more. I went on to the vendor side and worked for an internet development company, a company called Open World. They were around from about that time until the mid-2000s, but it worked for them for a period of time, and then had the opportunity to join the startup team at Orbitz. So I'm with them for several years, and then ended up moving into content distribution with Leonardo, and that led me to an opportunity to go join. Did that for a number of years, and moved into consulting, and then had an opportunity to join G6 when they were acquired. When Blackstone acquired Motel 6 asset from Accor, I had an opportunity to join the G6 team in a distribution role. With that quickly evolved to a e-commerce role, where we worked with the Blackstone advisory team to build the entire e-commerce suite at Motel 6 on the Adobe stack. So it was that at that point, it really kind of set the stage in terms of what I was going to do in my career. I was going to be very focused in web and digital, digital marketing. He really understood a lot at that point in time. Learned a lot. both on the operation side, the web ops side, content management, optimization, analytics, the stack integration, A/B testing. We did a lot there, and it was an exciting time. But we also spent a great deal of time working internally as well as with our agency partners in terms of driving demand and understanding which channels were most effective in terms of driving high return demand to the brand. So that's where I really started to get into the weeds on digital marketing, meta search, display, programmatic, so I worked very closely with our agency partners. Pandemic hit, stepped out of hospitality for a year and a half, went into retail. Stepped back into hospitality very quickly when I could.
Retail is not for me.
I helped a company build a website, and it was a company that specialized in selling shoes online. Great experience. Learned a lot. Built a good website. Did some great things, but knew that my passion, the DNA, where I needed to go, I needed to be back in hospitality. So I had an opportunity to join Radisson Hotels America. Was there for a great 10 months, and during which we were acquired by choice. But serendipitously, that led me here.
Yeah.
And so I was able to be connected with Matt and Sarah here at my place, and we had some conversations, and they were looking for experience, passion, leadership to come in and help drive marketing here at my place, and I just feel very blessed to be here. So.
It sounds like my place got a great deal.
Well, it also sounds like I can't hold a job. As I like to say, I'm a bit of an industry nomad. I've had a very nomadic experience over my career, but very blessed to have had the time. And to me, it's all about an evolution, and feel along the way I've been able to hone my skills from the operation understanding of how to market and distribute hotels online, but also, and most importantly, over the last decade, really develop my leadership skills, and that's where my passion lies today. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to start off with Google Hotel
Sure,
Ads, because I know that a lot of people, they're confused when it comes to meta search, and they pull up their hotel and they're not there. Everyone is there. Booking.com is there. Expedia is there. A bunch of OTAs that no one's ever heard of is there, and they're not there. So, can you break down how Google Hotel Ads work?
Sure.
And how a hotel can take advantage of Google
Sure.
Hotel Ads?
The best practice is to make sure you have a connectivity partner that can get you connected to Google Hotel Ads. Meta search is a highly effective, deep funnel conversion opportunity, and every hotel should have their direct channel, distributed and indexed on Google Hotel Ads. You need to have a good partner to get you there. So making sure that if you're certainly the brands are good caretakers of all of their properties in terms of meta search through their connectivity. But if you're an independent hotel, make sure they use whether it's a representation company or your distribution company that you subscribe through. All of these companies provide or should provide meta search connectivity. If they don't, they need to find one that does, because meta search, again, is a very, very effective way to convert a high intent traveler into your property. And we have seen, and analysis has shown, that travelers like to book direct, because in the meta search listings, especially specifically on Google, it does list the hotel as the official site. It puts your logo, puts your name, obviously index and aggregates the rates, the lowest rate of the day that's coming through your connectivity. And it's very, very important for hotels to be part of that, because Expedia, Booking, all of the OTAs are spending an enormous amount of money investing into acquisition, and meta search is one of the channels that they use very effectively and are consistently trying to outbid the brand or the property to be able to be in that position one. Meta search, and Google hasn't made it easy, I have to say. It's, the power of Google is there, and I think what you have to do is appreciate and understand how to really optimize within that framework. Meta search specifically has been an evolving, changing, and quite frustrating world.
Yes.
Because of, they've decided, okay, the top 3 links here are going to be for pay for play, but the rest of them are going to be free, and they're going to be below the fold, but you can get listed there, and you can have your free listing, and sometimes you click, but that's where all of the chaos has ensued, because the lack of integrity in the connectivity has created great disparity in terms of rate. And depending on the platform, the website, and a lot of these are, regional, small players, small OTAs that they recognize the power of meta search, so they establish that connection themselves, but they don't necessarily have good integrity in terms of their rate distribution with the brands. And so the rate that they're getting is typically farmed down line.
Yeah.
It's a merchant rate that's passed off to whether from an OTA that then is passed down to a website that could be even further passed down. And so you might have this regional website that displays the hotel, but is using a rate that might have been, updated 3 days ago, but they haven't done anything with it. So the caching or the latency in terms of getting the rates, there's really poor integrity in terms of how the rates are being displayed within metasearch today, outside of the brands and the big OTAs. Those typically, if you have those seamless connected systems between your central reservation or your distribution platform and the OTAs, those rates are solid. But there comes a responsibility for the hotel to also take ownership to ensure that they are also protecting themselves against parity issues with the properties or implementing promotions that put themselves out of parity with the OTAs. Because trust me, the OTAs will take advantage of that. If they get a price position advantage, they're going to use it. And you go on to, as a traveler, you go on to Google, you search, whether you're coming off of a map search or you're typing in a brand name, a brand hotel that you want, and you end up on that meta search pack, you're going, well, why are the rates different? And then certainly from a traveler's perspective, it's confusing. Typically the traveler's going to want to click on the lowest rate. Sometime that rate exists. If it's one of those third parties we mentioned before, the rate may not even exist when they click through, and that's where a lot of the lack of confusion, or the confusion, the lack of trust starts to instill. So, as a brand, we like to put a pretty staunch position on parity. Work with our OTA partners very closely to ensure that they're also protecting parity, but also educate our hotel operators to making sure that they're not inflicting harm by doing things that put them out of parity with the brand. Expedia Booking, other OTAs have great promotional tools to be able to allow properties to, drive transactions, drive conversions. Some of that might be loyalty based within those OTAs, but some of it just could be like mobile rates, week promotional rates, and those rates are in many cases pushed into Meta. And when they are, you can easily put yourself in a negative price position against the OTA for your hotel, which is going to cost you more. You're going to lose the opportunity to be able to acquire that direct customer. Many of those customers might be the first time they may be coming to your hotel. And while we recognize the value the OTAs provide in terms of that initial booking, that incrementality, we want that booking to come direct.
So what do we do when we have those issues?
What we've done as a brand is we've taken a very proactive stance with our corporate contacts with the OTAs. Over the last 18 months, we've done a lot to really optimize our direct corporate relationships with our OTA partners, and they've been very, very good in recognizing my place as a growing brand, the opportunity in terms of having us as a direct partner, and it showcases here. We have several OTA partners here at our conference here in Tucson. So but back to your question, really scheduling regular calls, using tools to evaluate and analyze when your price parity, and then when you have those issues, when you see jump on it right away, because
a lot of times it's an OTA that you've never even heard of.
Yeah, right? The affiliate side is like I said earlier, it's a bit of a wild west, and even the OTAs have lost control of that. Now, we have done some things to shore up our distribution of merchant wholesale rates in partnership with Expedia. They've launched a program that was originally pioneered through Marriott called Optimized Distribution, which has provided a platform to enable consistency of merchant rate distribution to their network of B2B sites. And
Okay.
they power over 60,000 different sites out there. So it was an important step for us to be able to work with them closely, to be part of that program that was pioneered by Marriott. But now there's I understand, over 40 brands that are now participating in it. What that's done is put integrity around that distribution. So those partners are now required to protect bar or protect parity.
Nice.
So they don't have that ability to take the price position advantage. They can't take margin off. But there is some bad behavior still going on out there. Some of the longer tail OTAs that are taking rates from other bed banks and other wholesalers. It's hard, and it's hard to find a contact, and it's hard to find who those sites are being powered by.
Okay.
But we're committed to it. Fortunately, we've most of those sites fall below the fold, and majority of the clicks that come off of Google Hotel ads are coming through those paid ads. It's really putting integrity around those first three. You know, you do want to pay attention to those longer tail sites, but it's really essential to make sure that you've got parity with your primary OTA partners and in line with your brand site.
Nice, nice. The issue that most of us have is we don't know what's the best option.
Right.
Because, of course, I think they're trying to weed it out, but you have two options. You have the commission-based option and then just the direct cost
Right.
per click option.
Right.
So based on your experience, what have you felt worked the best for you, or what was the lowest cost?
Yeah. Well, Google recently abandoned the whole CPA model,
good.
and so we're all in on CPA.
I just read that because
yeah.
I never use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I never use it.
And we weren't on it either. We work. All of our meta search is managed through our partnership with Sabre on the Cody platform.
Okay.
So we use the Cody bid optimization platform for Meta. Very effective. Very, very effective in terms of managing your spend at scale to ensure that you're meeting the ROAS goals that you're set forth for the program. We continue to see exceptional performance through our meta search through our partnership with Cody and Sabre.
Is there like do you have a conversion set up? Like you can see the conversion
We
rate
can.
and the cost per conversion?
We can see all of those KPIs across every single meta search site we work with, and we're primarily leaning into Google right now. But additionally, we receive KPIs at the property level as well. So every property has its own metrics, and we typically have a ROAS goal we're trying to achieve to maintain profitability, but additionally, you want to make sure that you're looking at things like share of voice, making sure that you're getting your position in those top three, even before you get the booking and the performance on that. You want to make sure that you are paying and investing into the campaign effectively to make sure that even if you're not position one, you're in at least the top three. And that's,
nice.
From my perspective, that's essential. And we've been very successful in that. It's not 100% yet, but we're finding those opportunities where we need to maybe invest a little more at a property level to be able to push that up and making sure that we ensure that we're competing, getting our fair share against Expedia and Booking. So
nice. With when it comes to the ads part, I feel like search ads are just a must because at the end of the day, you're competing against companies that they make $7 billion and they spend $6 billion on ads. So you're always under the gun.
Yeah.
So what are some of your ad strategies when it comes to like keyword searches that work pretty well for you?
So we've taken a call it a defensive approach. First of all, for the brand, because if you don't buy your brand terms, someone else will.
That's right.
And a lot of those sites that are buying those are just these, I just call them bad actors. And I'm sure they've got good businesses, but I'm a brand and I want to protect my brand, and I don't want third parties acting as though they're the brand.
That's
and
right.
That's a challenge. And there are some sites out there that have done that, really positioned themselves as a book direct channel, and there's no part of this. So what we've done is taken a very defensive approach and ensuring that we're broad matching and putting our brand name across all of our destinations, ensuring that we are, when you type in My Place Hotels, insert your destination of choice, that we have a Google ad that's sitting at the top, a sponsored ad, and that is driving great performance for us. Secondarily is making sure that you are looking at the local pack as well, and ensuring that while it's not really an ad unit, to a consumer, a traveler, it feels like an ad unit. The whole local pack, which also includes the meta component within that.
Correct.
But it has obviously the NAP data for the property, the name, address, phone number, which is essential. Making sure that you optimize that fully, making sure that you take advantage of all of the amenities and content requirements that Google has. They set up a dashboard for you on your Google business listing. Take advantage of it, making sure that you have that up to date and make changes when you need to, ensuring that all of that has great integrity around it. So that you need to make sure you're looking after as well. But back to your Google Ads question, we have tested non-branded search, and there are, and we do a lot of keyword research for SEO. We spend a great deal of time. We have a tool that we use internally. We use SEMrush at my place.
Okay.
Very powerful platform for SEO. And it allows us to be able to, at scale, look at what are the high intent keywords that we should be optimizing from an organic perspective, but also leverage that data from a paid perspective. Because from a Google's perspective, they look at keywords, is it a transactional? If it's transactional, they're going to monetize that.
Gotcha.
If it's informational, that's going to be more SEO really driven. And although you can buy those keywords, you're not going to get necessarily great conversion results out of it. So we tend to use the transactional based keywords toward paid and organic, but toward paid, and then we use informational type keywords toward organic and SEO.
I love SEMrush, but they don't work too well for local.
Yeah.
So me myself personally, I usually use Moz because
we've actually made the determination to go with another tool.
Really?
For local optimization. And we actually did look at SEMrush's local tool, and we found it capable, but it wasn't as robust as the platform we're using. We actually use our social media management platform also has a very robust local management platform, and we use a platform called Soci.
Nice.
SOCI. And they've been a great partner for us in terms of managing our entire social media at scale, but also managing all of our local listings, including Google, as well as all of the other top sites, including Yelp and a number of other long tail sites, navigational systems, all of the different local sites that you have to push out to. So they've been a good partner, and we're continue to look at that. We also want to keep our eyes open of what else is out there.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned Moz. I'm familiar with Moz. We actually used Moz at G6, and we obviously went to their conferences and things like that. So that was a fun experience to see them evolve and what they're doing today. But from our perspective, we just want to make sure that we're using the right tool that matches the needs of my place and continues to provide consistency and high performance in terms of our listings across all of the top sites.
What are some of your top backlink builders that you?
Backlinks is been a challenge. A lot of it is locally driven through CVBs and destination sites and local organizations, government organizations. A lot of it's been organically built just because of the relationship between the property and maybe the local city or the municipality and things like that. So that's been it's an area that we need to spend more time at. We've been spending a lot of time on the site managing internal linking, making sure being able to.
There's no 404s.
Well, not only that, but there's an opportunity. So, and what Google has indicated is that making sure that if you have a blog, write the blog to be able to add value to drive traffic to the property page.
Correct.
And so that internal linking is valuable, and Google likes to be able to index that nice, deep, 1,000-word article, and when it has links to relevant pages that are more transactional driven, they like that. So you see better performance with those pages. We need to do more of that, and it's just resources. Right now we're doing everything internally. We don't use an agency for that, and that's our DNA. We are really, using the marketing team, and I use the metaphor in my panel this week is that we want to be an agency for our hotels. We want the hotels and our operators to look to us as being their agency of record for all of these things. So if you need SEO help, we're here. If you need email marketing help, we're here. And then obviously if you need paid support, of course, we're here. And that's kind of our position.
So how do you, especially if you're writing all your own blogs, how do you avoid like keyword stuffing? It's very tempting.
Yeah. We obviously the tools that we use have AI capabilities. We do use those tools very responsibly.
Nice.
Because we write in our voice, and we have a great team, very, very professional content writers. They know how to write content for us in the voice of the brand, and so where we use AI, it's more for ideation and inspiration. It's not an easy button, and everyone knows that it's not an easy button. So we use that, and obviously the signals that we get out of SEMrush give us opportunity and directions that we should be following and creating content. And so we go in and do some keyword research that, for, say, hotel in Tucson, our new hotel in Tucson, what types of content should we be building for that? And recently we were doing more higher funnel blog writing, but then pointed a lot of that content to some of the relevant property pages.
Nice.
And we did how to use our hotels as a place to work. And also we did an article on sort of a health, how to exercise and work out at a My Place hotel. So using that sort of longer form content as inspiration, optimization to really drive more awareness into the properties that we're representing. So
now you have, especially when it comes to ads, you have direct keywords, of course, and then you have indirect keywords, like things to do, funerals, churches. How do you realize which is the best option for your hotel?
We take a very top-down approach. We look at who are we. We feel that we're a exceptional choice in extended stay, mid-scale extended stay. So let's focus on keywords that really allow us to optimize against that extended stay keyword, and really build content around those personas that are looking for extended stay. So we, earlier this year built out a whole subsection of the site that really focused deeply about the extended stay experience. Talk to traveling nurses, talk to construction workers, talk to first responders, talk to all of these different segments that may have a need to go into one of our destinations and stay for a week, for 2 weeks, for several months. And we really showcase that persona, why My Place is the option they need to choose. Talking about our room experience, our great kitchen, our comfortable bed. And trust me, it is the awesome bed.
Yeah.
And so somebody that, our rooms are super set up well for those extended stay. I'm one that uses one every month. I go to our property in Aberdeen, and when I live in Dallas, so I travel to Aberdeen once a month to be with the team and work with our team, and I stay in our property in Aberdeen. It's my home away from home, and it is a perfect extended stay experience. I've been there from, as for as short as 4 nights to as long as 2.5 weeks.
Nice.
And all along the way, it is a perfect. So how do we take that experience and transcend that into content and storytell about that content or that experience in the right way, but yet use those keywords, identified keywords based on that persona or personas or selling attributes. So extended stay, kitchens, pet friendly. We are a 100% pet friendly brand. Very proud of that, and we want to make sure that value proposition is really communicated effectively.
You have to be when you're extended stay. I feel.
You do, and I think you're seeing that more and more. I think there's been some of our competitors have been very consistent with that as well, but they're an incredibly loyal traveler base, and there's a lot of pet-friendly or dog-friendly or cat-friendly searching going on out there. We need to be part of that, and we've done a really good job in positioning ourselves. It's a moving target, as you know.
Yeah.
And that's why you need tools like SEMrush or Moz or Ahrefs or whatever you're going to use in the SEO world, to make sure you take responsibility over those personas and making sure that you are putting your properties in those destinations in association with those long tail keywords in a top position place. So
Nice.
And to me, it's you got to be position 1. But if you can't be position 1, you've got to be in that top 10.
That's right.
75% of the clicks are in the top 10.
That's right.
And you've got to make sure that you've optimized that effectively. And we are constantly evaluating that and looking at that. It is a moving target. If we need to rewrite content, we rewrite content. One of the things we've done as well on this is we've built out our property pages are very much call it a template or a formula. Kind of, starts with short form. We talk about amenities. We've got the local information, and then there's this long description where it's really built for SEO. And then we've also aggregated top attractions. So kind of taking Google's intent to be able to provide a great, full, comprehensive experience and story about that property. They want all of that content to be able to associate. So when hotel near, theme park,
That's
hotel
right.
near university.
That's right.
You want to make sure that you are positioned as an effective option within the top of the search engine. So we're doing a lot of that. So a lot of companies will use an agency for that. We brought that in-house, and we're continuing to hone and develop our skills to be very good at that. And having a brand of 70 right now, 74 operating. We've got on the site close to 80 properties because we've added some of the properties that are going to be opening over the coming months. Based on my experience, that's manageable. I think once you get into the hundreds, then you might need more support, whether you bring in more analysts to be able to support that, or you start to engage an agency to be able to help you at scale. So,
back when I managed extended stay hotels, what really worked for me, it wasn't always Google. It was just finding the right partners. Like I will partner with real estate agents.
Right.
I will partner with moving to websites, and we'll negotiate our rates, and it'll be just a promoting where I promote them on my social media, they'll promote me. It'll be a swap,
right?
A post swap,
right?
So like, what are when you're looking for a digital partner, when it comes to having a website like a travel website or something like that, or a real estate agency that they're local and they can recommend leads to your hotel. Like, what are some of the things that you're looking for when it comes to those type of partners?
Well, we want to make sure that they, if they're linking to us, they're linking to the appropriate place. We want to make sure that we're positioned properly, that the content's updated. If there's visual content capabilities, we want to make sure that that's optimized. We don't want any self-service going on if we can help it. We want to engage that partnership and support that partnership. So in many cases, we will reach out. We've worked with a large number of CVBs. And that's been a very effective tool to be able to get some links into the site. But yeah, to your point, every destination is unique. Every destination has an opportunity to connect locally. And our national sales team has done a great job in working with our property operators to get out into the local market to nurture local sales opportunities, locally negotiated rates. And through those, there are link opportunities, and I think we need to do more of that. I think it's a great opportunity for us to be able to maybe put into a playbook for the property that when they go out and talk to their local partners, whether it be anything from a restaurant to a facility, including in a way kind of a quid pro quo, is on the bottom of our property pages, we are listing points of interest.
Yes.
So why, work showcasing and merchandising that location on our site? So let's get a link. And even though that quid pro quo linking isn't necessarily a high ranking value anymore.
Yeah, because it's like tier 2, tier 3 at best,
It's still important. And especially if, you want to make sure that if you're linking off from our site to someone else, that you're not linking to a page where there's other hotels.
Yeah.
And that's and our team, enforces that policy. But if there isn't that competitive effect, I don't have a problem linking off where it adds value. We just, you just launch it into a different tab or a different window, and that just, nurtures that ability to provide some link value. But, we're always looking for links in. And,
nice.
But it is as you know, it's a high maintenance, long effort to be able to nurture those, but it's very easy to implement. So, we've been able to do that a lot, primarily through the CVB and the chambers. So.
Well, we all know that Google is number one.
Yep.
Who's number two?
In terms of
search,
that is a good question. Right now, it's Bing for us. We do see DuckDuckGo appearing on the list. And it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen in the next 12 to 24 months. We've been playing around, the talks about ChatGPT becoming a search engine. It's been out there now for a while. We've been playing around with it a little bit to kind of showcase what it would look like. They've got some prototypes out there. I think there's a beta, a closed beta that they're pushing out there, and others are going to come. I just don't know how, depending on what happens over the coming years with not only the antitrust case with Google and what happens there, I just don't see the power really changing. And that's where, obviously partnerships like, for us, TripAdvisor has been one. That's a strategic partnership we've leaned into and really nurtured on a number of fronts. Number one was the business advantage listings. Every property should have a business advantage. It's worth the money.
Nice.
It can be expensive.
I know I do.
Yeah.
They got my $16.
What you have to do is they control a large amount of organic search traffic. They're still, to this day, one of the top travel sites out there in terms of traffic. Even though they've changed their model and evolved the experience quite extensively, they're a great partner. And the experience on those property pages, people rely on that. So making sure that you have the ability to get your link, get the click to call, and use that as a promotional tool. And we have implemented a promo code on TripAdvisor, so when travelers go to those pages, they can see the promo code, they can get a 10% discount, and we've seen a lot of redemptions on that. So it's been an effective tool for us. We've also extended the relationship with TripAdvisor onto our website. They are our review platform of choice. So the property review widget and the guest reviews, the last 5 that have been placed on TripAdvisor, are integrated into our look and feel on our website.
Beautiful.
So even though we display the owl and the TripAdvisor logo, the reviews are in our look and feel. You don't click off to TripAdvisor. There's no loss in traffic on that, and it's been an effective tool for that. So.
My last question, of course, is going to be video. It's particularly YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've been seeing, from what I do, and for a lot of these other hotels out there, they see that there is a hidden, even though it's a hidden cost, but it's a free cost when it comes to video content. And they've been noticing that their hotel has been ranking higher, and it gives more information. Like they're getting a lot of external search from Google just by having that video content inside of YouTube. So they've been capitalizing on using the same SEO from their website inside of YouTube.
Absolutely.
And they're getting a lot of views and a lot of clicks. So what are some of the things that my place is doing to capitalize on video content for hotels?
To us, it starts with our team and the production. We are very fortunate to have our own production team internally and within marketing. So we have a great director of design, Melanie, who does exceptional work, and she manages a great team of, we have a digital design and traditional design expertise, everything from print to ads to whatever. We have a process where properties can submit in to us to be able to, hey, I need a banner, or I need a print ad, or I need something. That's the service we provide to our properties. But then additionally to your question on video, we have our own video production specialist, and he's an incredible video guy. He goes out and creates great content as well with Melanie, and we've actually scaled and created videos. I'm not gonna say every hotel, but almost every hotel in the portfolio. I think we'll be there soon. We're doubling down on video. And right now we're testing the best ways to use that. We have distributed every video that we've produced at the property level is now on TripAdvisor.
Nice.
Every video that we're producing right now, we are looking how to best integrate that into our own website. We're testing whether to put it in gallery or whether to embed that in page. And then from a YouTube perspective, we are evolving and optimizing, building our YouTube channel. And it's, as you know, with YouTube, it's a field of dreams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you build it, will they come? And obviously there's a great deal of optimization that goes into it. But YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world.
That's right.
You got Google number 1, you got YouTube owned by Google number 2.
You gotta be there.
You gotta be there. So we are doubling down on video, and we're going to be doing more and more, testing and evolution of both short form, long form. We have a great team in terms of our whole production process within marketing. So when we curate a social ad, a lot of our social ads now are video based. So we'll go through our marketing production process, and we have a whole methodology that we're using. We use ClickUp as a marketing project management tool.
Oh, beautiful.
And through ClickUp, we can actually at scale, really just plan out a large number of different projects, including video, that support, whether it's supporting social, whether it's supporting something that needs to go in distribution, whether it's creating a longer form video that is going to be embedded into a blog, because that helps dwell time, that helps Google get the signal that that's a great page.
It increases your rankings, it keeps them on the page longer.
Absolutely. So we are in the video game, and we're committed to it. You saw our team running around this week with video cameras, shooting every aspect of that. That'll be showcased on our website, in a blog very soon. A lot of that content's on our LinkedIn page, on X, and we're going to be continuing to lean into that and push video content everywhere we can. Additionally, coming, we're going to want to test YouTube ads, and we have, back to your question on Google Ads, taking a step back to where we started, we have begun to test Performance Max for travel.
Okay.
And for those that might not know what Performance Max, it's a fully integrated Google Ads product that allows a advertiser to push not only a Google ad campaign, but complement that with a YouTube ad that's pushed into YouTube, Gmail, display, and I might be missing one other thing, but it is a fully integrated. And
you're probably missing maps, because
maps. Yeah, there you go. I knew there was a fifth. I was really blown away at the results. And but what I found, and this is a little trick, is we started with just a Google ad campaign, and then we added on the Performance Max, and that really helped the optimization because Google already knew about the property. They already had the audience, so they knew how to build out a larger audience out of YouTube, on their programmatic display platform, to be able to know where to target it, and we're seeing great results.
Now, do you feel more comfortable with display campaigns, placement campaigns?
I like to have control, and I don't necessarily believe that you have a great deal of control on the display in terms of where it's going to go, although you kind of have to trust the engine. Yeah. But what I like about it is the fact that, for the first time, these hotels are showcasing ads for their property on YouTube to people that are sitting at home on their phone, looking at something, and all of a sudden, maybe they're watching a travel vlogger showcase their experience in Tucson. Boom, here comes an ad for the My Place Hotel Tucson South, right next to Spectrum Mall. Great new hotel, and here's all the great details, and showcases its location in a real optimized way.
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. I think that another trick about that, Google will create the video for you. You don't want that. You want to do your own video. So from our perspective, we're leveraging this great video production content that our team has produced, and we're pushing that in. So, we're going to be doing more of this. We've been, like I said, we take a test and learn mentality, and this is one that we're going to be expanding and coming into the latter part of this year and the next. So.
Because when it comes to the #2 search engine in the world, you better be there. Listen, thank you so much for being on the show. Tell everybody how they get in touch with you.
I'm Jeff Thomas. You can find me on LinkedIn, Jeff Thomas, My Place Hotels, or jeff.thomas@myplacehotels.com is my email address.
And please do not call him trying to steal him away from My Place Hotel. This is his last stop. Okay?
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Jeff.
Bruce, appreciate it. It's been great.
And thank you for tuning in to another episode. This is Bruce Jordan of Micro Jordan Hotels, signing out.